Welcome everyone to our eighth grade virtual open house. We wanted to welcome our parents, students, also our teachers as we get our 2020-2021 school year underway. We know that this is definitely not how we intended our school year to start, but we also want to make sure that we are very understanding that with the things or the challenges that we've endured thus far. I think we've done a great job. And so we want to make sure that we stay in a positive mind frame as we go forward. We definitely understand about the adversity that we've seen thus far, but I assure you that our eighth grade team is up to par and ready to make this school year a great one for each and every one of you. We want to make sure that you all at this time have an opportunity not only doing this presentation, but know that we will have introductions to our eighth grade staff, along with our related arts persons and staff members that you will be taking, parents and students. Also be aware that we will have a Q&A block that will be coming up a little bit later as the presentation continues, so that way you'll have an opportunity to send any questions in, and we will definitely get to those questions at the end of our presentation. But as we continue, I wanted to make sure that I took time now to introduce you to our eighth grade staff. We have Ms. Bell, who is our eighth grade math teacher. Also, Mr. Kyle, who will be speaking to you, Ms. Hickson, along with Mr. Wilson, excuse me. We have our newbie who is going to be with you all as well, who is our ELA teacher, and you will be hearing from Ms. Helms as well, who is one of our related arts teachers who currently teaches Spanish. Now I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Bell.
Thank you, Dr. Vassar. Welcome, I am Mia Bell, and math is my jam. I am a wife and a mother of 3 amazing children. I am from Detroit, Michigan, the Motor City. I have a bachelor's in mathematics from Tennessee State University, a master's in the art of teaching from Mary Grove, and an educational specialist degree from Argosy University. This will be my 19th year of teaching and my 7th year teaching here at Rose Park. I look forward to teaching your mathematicians this year. My email is at the bottom, mia.johnson@mnps.org. I teach 2 courses of mathematics. My first course is Integrated Math. Integrated Math is a high school for credit course. It is the first of 3 sequence courses that they will take in high school. Students will receive high school credit for that class. The topics vary from numbers and quantities, algebra, geometry, statistics, and probability. There it is. Students taking this course will will receive rigorous instruction, and I teach it just like it's a high school course, and it moves at a fast pace to get them prepared for their EOC. The next course that I teach is the 8th grade math, and I also teach an honors 8th grade math. These 8th graders will tackle exciting new ideas and concepts in preparation for work in high school. They extend their earlier understanding of the following: proportional relationships, linear equations in 1 and 2 variables, and rigid transformations. Thank you, and I would like to now introduce you to Mr. Wilson, our ELA teacher.
Hey everyone, my name is Mr. Clayton Wilson. I'm a graduate from the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa. I'm so excited. This is my first year teaching here at Rose Park. I'm originally from Atlanta, so I'm new to the Nashville area. And my email address is here at the bottom at clayton.wilson@mnps.org. So here's a quick glance at what we will study in 8th grade language arts this school year. First, we will continue students' growth in the areas of reading, writing, discussion, and reflection. And we will accomplish this goal by examining and discussing diverse literature and compositions from various periods of history. So far, we've discussed a few works by Edgar Allan Poe, most notably The Telltale Heart, And the students have really enjoyed that in-class discussion and reflection. Ultimately, I want to strengthen the students' reading and writing skills, as well as refine their skills in the area of grammar and usage. And to improve those skills, I'm using a supplement called Wordly Wise to the vocabulary that we have in the curriculum. And the students also have really enjoyed that particular supplement. And next, I'll pass it over to Mr. Kyle here.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Greetings. My name is Mr. Benjamin Kyle. I'm a husband, and there's my family in there. I'm also a father of a 4-year-old boy. I am originally from much further north. I attended Ohio University. Big Ohio State football fan, and that sad face is because right now it looks like we're not going to have Ohio State football this fall. So that being said, I'm still not opening up my allegiances to any new teams, and certainly not any SEC teams. So I'm really torn as to whether I want to watch football for football or whether I want to just resist the SEC. Anyway, this is my 7th year teaching middle school science and my 4th year teaching 8th grade science here at Rose Park. My contact information is benjamin.kyle@mnps.org. Like Ms. Bell, I also teach 2 different courses. The 8th grade science is the one we'll cover first. And for 8th graders in their science class, this is really the last year they get a big variety of different scientific branches. We're going to talk about physics and get into some really cool stuff like electricity and magnetism, wave technology. We're going to cover biology, specifically focusing on natural selection. We're going to do some astronomy as well, learning more than just about our solar system, about everything else that's out there in the universe as well. And then we'll wrap things up with some geology, studying the rock cycle, dating, and tectonic plates. And the other one I teach is physical science, which is a high school credit class. In this class, students focus entirely on physics and chemistry branches of science. For much of the physics part, they will cover a lot of the same things as 8th grade, though we'll go into a little more depth about energy and even do some basic thermodynamics. And of course, we'll do chemistry, and we'll start at the very basic things, from atoms and the history of what we know about atoms to the periodic table of elements, chemical bonding, chemical reactions, and all the things that are happening at a very tiny level that make all the cool things that we see and go on in our world around us work. And with that, I am going to turn it over to Ms. Hickson.
Thank you, Mr. Kyle. Hello, everyone. I am Mrs. Renata Hickson, certainly not a new face for many of my students. This is their 3rd time being in my class for history, and we've kind of circled back around to where we met in 5th grade history doing U.S. history. I am a police wife, mommy of 2 amazing littles. My son Alexander is 7, my daughter Riley is 2. I was raised in Memphis. I've been here in Nashville for almost 10 years. As you can see, my educational background there, and my contact information is at the bottom as well. In U.S. history, we are exploring United States history from colonization. We just finished a unit on Jamestown and learning about the original colonies, all the way up to Reconstruction. We'll be acting as historians, examining the historical, geographic, political, economic, and sociological events that influence the development of the United States. And now I'm going to hand you over to our Spanish teacher, Professora Helms.
All right, gracias, Mrs. Hickson. Buenas tardes, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Professor Helms, and I'm going to read to you the overview for related art classes. So I will start with band. In band, what do the students do? They learn how to properly play instruments. If they don't have their own instrument, they can supply the students with one, and they will have fun playing and writing music. So next, I will be talking about the physical education class with Coach B. And in this class, This class is designed to provide students with the opportunity to explore and understand the benefits of physical activity for a lifetime. The students will participate in various physical activities and learn a variety of fitness habits that promote a healthy lifestyle. The primary objective for this class is to improve physical fitness, increase knowledge and skills of lifetime sports, and develop awareness of health and practices. That was PE. And so I will share a little bit about myself with you all. I am a native Spanish speaker, originally from Mexico. I attended a bilingual school in Mexico where I graduated in 2004. And then I came to the United States and graduated from the University of Missouri at St. Louis in 2016 with a Bachelor of Science in Secondary Education, Foreign Language Spanish. That's a long title. So I love my family, and I love them when I'm not mad at them, of course. I love my husband and my 2 children, ages 7 and 2. Actually, I'm sorry, 7 and 3. And so I love being a teacher. So in the Spanish class, students will immerse themselves in the Spanish language and culture. They will develop their listening, their speaking, reading, and writing skills while broadening their exposure and appreciation for Spanish cultural similarities and differences. So now I will talk to you all about the art class. And in that class, the theme is comic books. They will be exploring the elements of art and the principles of design by creating comic characters. They will practice drawing skills, art interpretation, and look at famous art as well. I will turn it over to Mrs. Hickson to continue. Thank you. Gracias.
School information. The students will use Schoology to access and turn in assignments and main courses. Ask your child's homeroom teacher for their Schoology parent access code. In addition to Schoology, we'll also be using Clever to access Study Island, which is a learning platform that we've been using to enrich the material received in Schoology during asynchronous learning. Everett's or the Remind app will be used to send out weekly updates and any pertinent information. If you have not been receiving weekly emails, please contact your child's homeroom teacher, as we just might not have your email address on file, and we definitely want to have that. I will hand you back over to Dr. Vassar.
So we know as 8th graders, we are a direct feeder to our high school cousin, which is MLK. So we wanted to make sure that we were really clear on the requirements that will get our 8th graders and soon to be 9th graders into MLK. We know that with this being a unique situation with this past spring, along with being virtual this particular school year, some of those requirements may look a little different versus the past. So we wanted to make sure that we were all on one accord with what those requirements would be. First, the grades are pretty much the same. You must have an average of 85 or higher in every subject with no Fs on your report card at all. MAP is basically the same, and also 10 Ready is the same. The difference is in terms of the year that we're talking about. MAP, those scores that we're looking for, you have to be in the 79th percentile or higher in math and reading, but those are scores that we will be looking at from the previous school year, which is last year. So the school year of 1990 to 2019 to 2020. So those are that's the school year of those particular scores that we will be looking at. Also, we will look at 10 Ready scores, which would be the last 10 Ready assessment that you took, and that those marks will be mastered or on track. So if you are, the expectation is that you are mastered or on track in either math and ELA. So those are some of those requirements. We know that, again, the district has communicated with you all with regard to how your 7th grade scores will be used. So that's what we wanted to make sure that we explained to you. If you have any questions, of course, parents, please reach out to us so that we can kind of give you a one-to-one breakdown of what you need to be looking for to make sure that we are on one accord with our kids in terms of getting ready for MLK. As we continue to preach to you all parents about being partners, now more than ever, that's going to be paramount. So we need you to make sure that you are staying connected. We want to make sure that whatever concerns that you have, that you are really not only instrumental, but you let us know those concerns right away. One thing that I wanted to make sure that we really brought to your attention, when you are trying to log in, or when our students are trying to log into their laptops, it's really paramount that they really log in and go to the MyMMPS folder, and that you get onto the MyClever portal, because what that does is it automatically links you to the Chrome format. And Chrome is the format that really speaks effectively to Schoology. So if you do that, then it helps to really get that Schoology program, not only get it, but help to really peruse through that program and get all of the different communications that your teachers have sent. Because otherwise, if you log in again through Edge, when you get to Schoology, there may be missing things. For example, you may not be able to see all of the assignments. You may not be able to actually submit assignments. So we're asking that you make sure that when you log in, that you go to the MyMMPS folder, log in through the Clever portal, and that will help get you automatically to Chrome, which is the format that we really want to make sure that we're using when we go to Schoology. Also, if you have any issues or you have questions that you want to about Schoology, please make sure that you reach out to our counselor, Dr. Robin Blake. She will be able to help support you in that way. And of course, you can always reach out to myself, Ms. Hagan, Ms. Tolson, and we'll get to that in a later slide, but we are definitely always here for you as well. Let's also make sure, parents, that we understand, we know that we have talked to our teachers about a 24-hour response period, but make sure that we understand that the teachers are still on a regular school day from 7:45 to 3:15. So if you send out any emails after that time frame, just understand, be patient, and have some grace, and understand that the teachers will probably see that email the next day. And then at that point, we would ask that you give them a 24-hour period to respond, because one of the things that we want to make sure is that we all are really being connected by making sure the lines of communication are going to remain open. If you have any questions, please, parents, as always, don't hesitate to reach out. In looking ahead, we have a few things that we wanted to bring to your attention. I've had several inquiries about the virtual club process. We definitely are on pace with that. During a normal school year, when we're face-to-face, we don't start the club process until September anyway. So you can look forward to getting some information from your teachers with regard to the virtual clubs. We will be looking to try to get that done within the next coming weeks so that we can start that process in September. So look forward to that. Also, one of our normal staples will be the coffee with the principal. We do that on a continuous basis when it's a face-to-face setting, but we want to keep that particular component going. So our first virtual coffee, parents, will be next week, and you definitely will be able to get that information here soon. If you, we'll make sure that we send that out in Everett, but our first meeting will be next week. I think it's on the 8th, but I'll make sure I get that information to you all to make sure everyone understands that actual date that we will have that. In all our years at School Begins, the Invest campaign is definitely one of those norms that we have as a kickoff to the school year. So we will again be doing the PTSO Invest campaign. So we want to make sure that you are looking forward to getting some information from the PTSO with regard to the Invest campaign. And we will continue, we always are vigilant about having our our guest speakers with regard to our STEAM speakers, connecting us to those future jobs and careers. And we wanted to let you know that that's going to happen. We will be doing that in a virtual platform as well. So that's something to look forward to. And along with the STEAM field trips, those field trips will begin virtually, of course, and they will start in October and November. Our PTSO person was not able to join us today, but our current PTSO president is Ms. Patrice Eccles. So parents, you definitely will need to look forward to receiving some information from Ms. Eccles with regard to what the PTSO has going on, and kind of giving you updates with some plans in terms of what they will be doing this year. As I mentioned earlier, some of the contact persons that you all can look to, really receive support from if you have questions or concerns would be me, along with Dr. Hagan, Lori Beach, Ms. Tolson, along with Dr. Blake. We want to make sure that you definitely keep these emails in the forefront of your mind, because again, whatever assistance we can provide, we want you to know that we are available to do that. As we get ready to, you can go ahead. As we get ready to, before we get to the closing, we did wanted to leave time for our Q&A to ask questions. So we'll look into our chat box to see what kind of questions you all have had, and we'll take time now to answer that before we conclude.
So Dr. Vassar, one of the questions that was asked was, will 8th graders be assigned a navigator?
So absolutely, you will be getting that information. If not this week, you will definitely be getting it by next week with regard to who you have been assigned to. That's something that all of our students at Rose Park, along with all of our staff members, will be engaging in. So the answer to that question is yes.
This next question, I'm going to go to Ms. Hickson. Ms. Hickson, is there a parent portal access code reference for Schoology? So can you talk about how parents can get their access codes for Schoology, please?
Yes, just send your child's homeroom teacher an email that you need the access code and they'll give it to you.
Okay, and I don't see any other questions at this time. So thank you all of you that attended. I'm going to send back to Dr. Vassar.
So yes, thank you. We wanted to make sure that, could you go back to the previous slide, please? Also, parents, again, as we get ready to close, feel free to make sure that if you do have any questions, you can reach out to not only your 8th grade teachers, you also are more than welcome to reach out to any one of the persons that are listed here to help support you as we move forward. We know that this is a new situation for everyone, and as I always talk about in the Titan Times, I talk about making sure that we give each other patience and grace. So we wanted to make sure that we continue to extend that. And in closing, one of the things that I always use quotes, and this quote is from Maya Angelou. She's definitely a very famous actor, not only actor but writer. And so we wanted to make sure that we close with this quote: if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. And again, we know that this is a situation that has been thrusted upon us that we definitely could not foresee. But one of the things that we can do is make sure that as we adjust our attitudes to make the best of this situation. And I definitely not only commend the teachers, but parents, I definitely commend you and the works that you've done thus far. And again, it's going to take all of us continuing to work together to make sure that we provide a top level education for all of our kids. And if we don't have any other questions, I think that is it for us. We again look forward to partnering with everyone this year. And if you need any support or any help from us, please don't fail to reach out.